Hello and welcome to another episode of Chatmosa's Podcasters in Training. I'm David, head of product here at Chatmosa, and we have the Chatmosa team and some special guests that are here. Let's go through the team and do our weekly shout outs, everybody. Hello, Camille.
Hello, TGIF.
Woo! Sandra.
Hi, Sandra here, lead tech, only tech. Had to put that out there.
Wow, she's the lead of no one.
All right.
But does that really make you a lead?
Yes, I would argue that it makes you a lead, Sandra. And hello, everybody.
It's Auntie Derek, head of growth. All right, Camille, we have some special podcasters here.
Yeah,
with us.
Let's go with Alec first, because Alec is actually on location in Monterey on a bike race.
Yeah, are we up and running now? Should I go?
Yeah, pop yourself up on the Jumbotron, Alec, from Capitol Hill Media.
Capitol Media.
That's it.
Stretch that arm out.
Okay. How's that? A little better?
Perfect. Landscape. What do you got? Where are you? Talk to us.
Okay, so we're in Monterey, California right now. Beautiful Monterey. And I'm kind of walking in a big circle here. This is the Sea Otter 2026 festival. It's a big giant bike festival. They've got bikes and people and accessories and everything as far as the eye can see. This is on the Laguna Seca Raceway. So they also have like race car things out here. It's just a short hop and a jump from Carmel by the Sea, and some of Clint Eastwood stuff's over there. If any of y'all have done any stuff out here, they got the Monarch butterfly stuff going on. But this is all about bikes. And I do a lot of e-bikes. I think as I've shared, I started an e-bikes channel kind of for fun. Since I'm old and everything hurts, I needed some help. And so I was running out of time for the podcast booth. So I asked these guys over at Aventon. If y'all are familiar with Aventon, they're a brand that's not that old. They primarily started out, I think, as a Kickstarter, like a direct-to-consumer type of brand. But they've really elevated and they're making some great stuff. And this year in particular, they made a real push for they call them electric mountain bikes. They're really cool. We're going to go do a little electric mountain bike racing earlier. I don't know if I'll get there later, like in 45 minutes. I don't know if we'll get that on here or not, but I'm going to grab one of these guys. Bear with us. We're kind of going guerrilla here a little bit. We had a planned podcast booth, but that kind of blew up. So now we're going to grab somebody. Let me find my on-air guy.
Wow.
Was he you? Where is he? I know he's around here somewhere. Yeah.
Well, as you look for him, you posted
I got
some.
Oh, I got somebody.
Nice.
This is somebody else.
Nice. Hey.
So this guy works for the company. He does some of the brand development. Share your name. We're doing a podcast out of Los Angeles right now.
My name is Casey Welch. I'm a product specialist for Aventon e-bikes. How's it going?
Tell them a little bit how you got into e-biking and what you do for the company.
Okay. I've always been cycling. Big, fixed gear rider for about. I got hired at Jump USA, got mountain biking, and then it's a little bit down the road. Ended up here at Aventon doing customer service and tech support. I do like a bike shop at my house, like service, and that kind of got my foot in the door. But now I am on the product team. I essentially do a lot, or basically all of the help desk related tech documentation and tech spec related for our bikes. All the content on our website. If you go onto like the support tab and you can find help desk, it's like every bike we have on there. It's like our parts replacement docs and videos, tech spec sheets, support specs, pretty much everything you need to know about the bike and the specs about it. I'm involved in that. So wiring diagrams, I could go on.
Hey, these are tech folks. And speaking of that, like some of these new Aventon bikes, they have some really killer tech built right into the bikes. It's one of their calling cards, that Aventon control unit.
Sure.
Tell them how that works. My arm's killing me. I'm going to switch real quick.
Okay, got you.
Get on this side.
Yeah, the ACU, we have it included in most of our new bikes. Really great for tracking your bike. It has allowable and allowable and prohibited zones you can set in with the GPS. So like if you're doing rentals or if you're doing bike if you're a bike shop and you're doing test rides, you can actually mark your parking lot as like an allowable zone, so people can try to exit the system shut off. A lot of like theft reduction types technology in there, so you can kill the bike. If your bike is stolen, you can report stolen. and it will literally track the location until that little battery in the ECU dies. So usually you have about 48 hours, even if they remove the battery from the full battery from the bike. So it's pretty cool.
And this is a cool guy. We had like a kind of a nice conversation yesterday, and he shared with me that he went through some real heavy health stuff. I'm not going to be specific here, but in going through that health stuff and getting on the other side and working in for Aventon, has just like really found himself. And then not only does he do all that and all the tech stuff for the company, but also today he's going to be out on the track racing here in about, what, 45 minutes?
Sure, yeah, right about.
How long do you show up?
We're leaving at 4:30. So it's good.
Nice, pretty cool. Let's we're gonna thank you. Good luck in the race today.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
We're
everybody.
gonna bounce over
Nice.
to the next guy.
All right, check me out on Instagram, KC Wheelies.
Thank
Wait,
you.
say it again. Wait, spell it out for him.
Oh, check me on Instagram, KC Wheelies.
Excellent.
Nice.
All right.
Thank you, Casey.
Right.
Hey, Alec, can you show us the bikes, man, while we
Who's guy number 2? Guy number 1.
Yeah, for Chris.
Chris. Hey, Chris. We're up,
Alec, can
man.
you show us some of the bikes as you
Yeah.
chat?
Yeah,
So we're
Alec-
live in a podcast to Los Angeles right now. They're asking if you could talk to me a little bit about this. So this is a prototype right here. Tell me about this prototype.
Alex, I want to know how big the battery size is.
What did you say?
Let's let him run. He can't. It's
Yeah.
hard to hear here. There's like 70,000 people, but
Right
this
here.
is a bike that's not even out yet. It's a prototype. So y'all are getting some kind of inside scoop here.
So
Tell us about this
yeah,
prototype.
spring 2027. So just like we did last spring, where we previewed the current to say basically like coming soon. So the current just launched. That's our new full suspension EMTV. That just launched about a month ago. We're pretty much sold out because it's been really popular. So now this is a sneak peek of our gravel bike, which is going to be similar to how we're launching the full suspension this year. So basically, it's super lightweight. It's got the same top tube display that's touchable. Top tube display on the top tube. But so the name is called the Grit. So a slang term for gravel is called Grit. So we basically said like we're going to call this the Grit. It's kind of a nice kind of tongue-in-cheek way of entering the gravel space. So basically, like our 1, 2, 3 steps was step 1, get a hardtail with the rambless. Step 2, full suspension. Step 3, going with the gravel bike. And you can see that we've built in like all the tech. And I think the biggest thing about all of our bikes is that you're not just buying a bike and then you're like, all right, I'm good. This has 4G connectivity. So we're always sending over-the-air updates to basically just like kind of keep the adventure going. Like with our full suspension, we have anti-wheelie, which is, I know the kids do wheelies nowadays, but if you're doing a wheelie and you're on a mountain bike going up a steep hill, you don't want to flip on your back. So one of our features is you can throttle the motor because there's a gyroscope built into the middle. So that's like one of the features. And then this one is going to have a super lightweight version of a motor. And we make our own motors and our own software, so we can control the algorithms on it. Everything's controlled through the app and also through Apple Watch. I can turn on a bike, change modes, do whatever I need to do.
So just a short maybe year or two ago, this company was a startup. I think they were a Kickstarter, right?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
This company,
Okay, scratch that.
we've been around for almost 2 decades.
Oh,
We were
wow.
basically an award-winning fixie brand. We have race teams around the world,
okay.
super popular. And then JW, our CEO, said we're going all e-bikes.
Wow. Went all in.
All in on e-bikes, and that was in 2018. And so you can tell that like a lot of this geometry is like reminiscent of those award-winning fixie bikes. So it's kind of like you were talking about earlier, like when somebody gets the Rookie of the Year, it's not like they just started playing sport. We've been around for almost 20 years, and so we have this hard work that's now basically coming to fruition. So the full suspension, it's not like we've worked on that. That's been in 5 years in development, testing different versions, frames, motors, same thing with this one. So really, since this is an early prototype, the biggest thing we're trying to work on now, besides many things, is just matching the power of the motor to the frame to make sure that it has the right responsiveness or a little bit of flex.
But, I mean, you guys get that, right? You
Yeah.
have to marry all these myriad disparate variables to get it all in sync. So that's kind of what he's describing. We're going to actually take a quick walk around, and y'all tell me when I need to hand the baton to the next person, but I'm going to walk around and check out a few of the bikes. Tell me your name one more time.
Chris.
Chris.
Great.
And what is your title capacity here at
I'm the
Aventon?
senior brand director for the US.
Nice.
So awesome brand creative marketing team. It's amazing team.
And I wanted to mention, there's a lot of e-bike companies here. One of the reasons I picked Aventon and asked them if they would be so kind as to join us in a podcast, they've just really been coming out with a lot of new brand, new product, and really supporting what they do. So it's really fascinating to watch this company really, really just deliver. So we'll show you a few bikes, and
Yeah.
thank you so much for being with us, Chris.
Yeah, I think that like our brands and products creative team, they're based in the US. I sit down the hall from our based on our support team. So I think that's what sets us apart from a lot of other brands is that like, well, almost every brand manufactures overseas.
Yeah.
Having the US component of like the branding, creative, and storytelling, and just having somebody at your bike breaks, you have somebody to pick up the phone and they're like, "Hey, what can I do to help you?"
Yeah.
Really important nowadays.
Yeah.
Or if you have a deal, we have dealers around the country. There's almost 2,000 of them, so you can roll down the street and like, "Hey, I need to just tune this."
It's a big deal. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We'll talk again, and we're gonna take a
ride
quick
our
little
bike?
stroll, just us two. Thank you, Chris.
All right.
Pleasure to meet you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Okay. Now they have a lot of other different styles of bikes, but the big thing right now that's blown up are electric mountain bikes and that sort of thing. So that's kind of really what they have going on here. They got the relaxed chair there. You got this guy there. He's the handsome guy in the crowd. And then they got, these are loaners. That's a neat thing. If you ever come out to the Sea Otter, you can do loaner bikes. All you have to give them is somebody else's license and a credit card that gets declined, and then you can keep the bike. No, I'm just kidding. So obviously you have to bring some ID and stuff so that, you bring the bike back. And they fix them. I think this is something like what I'm getting ready to get here momentarily, I hope. And then we're going to go out, and there's some hills way up there with a whole bunch of mountain bikers. By the way, I didn't mention this, but there's also a lot of competitions here. A lot of competitive, like world class, a whole lot of different types of, I don't know how to describe, just a ton. I think that's kind of it for me. Do y'all have any questions, or
Well,
I'm going to put my headphones back in now that
Yeah.
and I apologize for the shaky, video and all that stuff. I'm doing it handheld, and I wanted a longer arm for Christmas, but I didn't get one.
Oh,
It
wow.
was
We're
really
still
well.
getting a selfie stick.
We're
Well,
buying
Slide
you a-
8 is their website. And so anyone who's watching or listening to this, just connect to this Slide 8 and you will see Aventon bikes.
Exactly. I
cool.
mean, that's cool. Aventon bikes. We'll keep repeating it. But Alec, that actually worked out really well. So just kind of on a technology basis, you're just on your phone, right?
Yes.
You started off on your hardwired, old school earbuds, right? And then you flipped to, what did you flip to for the interview?
Nothing. Just I unplugged the
right.
phone.
I mean,
Wow.
that worked out perfectly. Or if anybody's looking to do a live kind of a, cast here on Chatmosa, that was perfect.
This is an iPhone 17 Plus Max or something like that. I have the Rode app on here, and I was going to use the Rode mics, and I just forgot. Since it was showtime, right? We had to
Too much gear.
Too much gear.
So
Yeah.
you traveled to Monterey, and are
Yes.
you renting a bike right now for this race, or did you bring your bike?
No, they're going to give me one from Aventon.
Nice. Okay.
That's
And
cool.
I wanted to know, for these e-bikes, what is the battery size that they're using now?
Well, it depends. If you get some of the what they call the more fitness oriented e-bikes, they don't have throttles. They'll be lighter. They'll have smaller weight. They're for people that want a little bit of assist, but still want to exercise.
Okay.
And then people that we want a throttle. Some people really want a motorcycle. They shouldn't get any. They shouldn't get any bike. And people, but some of go ahead.
Yeah, they're renting you the bike, the helmet, all the gear. You just kind of show up with someone else's credit card. Is that all you need?
I'm not renting anything. That's not what this is. This is like a big. It's a race, right? So they have multiple bike races going on here. They have electric mountain bike races. They have road bike races. They have enduro. They have all kinds of stuff. But it's one of the biggest biking events, I think, in the country.
Wow.
70,000 people. They have hundreds of vendors. All the big bike companies are here. Gear, locks, you name it. Technology. But the e-bikes are really blowing up. And the people that get that, the manufacturers that are blowing up with the e-bikes, they're the ones that are doing pretty well. Everybody here has been hit by the tariffs. You can't ask a single manufacturer here if they've been harmed or helped by the tariffs. Uniformly across the board, they've been hammered by it. So that's kind of a thing. And last year they were really afraid of it. This year they've kind of adjusted, but they're like, oh my God, we hope this will go away. It's put quite a few people out of business. But this is a robust crowd, and they're a passionate crowd about biking and all of that. It's a neat deal to be a part of.
Yeah, it's beautiful scenery, beautiful weather.
Back line. You want any autographs? The back line, drop on by.
Let's walk over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are you doing after that?
Right,
Well, you're an hour away from the
He's the
race.
one in all these, some of the photos.
Oh, is this?
He's a Hall of Fame mountain biker.
Oh, so we got a Hall of Fame mountain bike over here, and that's they were announcing some. Oh,
there you go.
I guess they were announcing some of the talent, as we used to say in TV land. But this is really. Oh, by the way, if y'all are interested in e-bike stuff, you can go to a variety of stores and try them out. Once you try them, you'll really like them. I think that's my prediction. That's what I did.
I love them.
Ask me some questions.
So if it's a race,
What's that?
If there's a race, how does an e-bike kind of play into a race?
Well, same way a car does it. Same way a motorcycle does it. Same thing. People can't wrap their head around that there's, if you're racing on a car, a good driver with a bad car can win, or you know what I mean? Like there's a bunch of different variables there. So it's no different.
As a motorcycle rider, the only thing that's I love the e-bikes, but the only thing that's keeping me from e-bikes is how do I lock it when I have to go eat in a restaurant.
Well, for one, he just told you the app. You hit lock and it won't move. They're gonna have to carry it and run off with it. And number two, the same companies. In fact, one of them is right next door. Abus locks, Hip Lock. There's some killer bike lock companies out there. They sell the locks not only for motorcycles, but for e-bikes. Same thing.
Nice.
And you can get one that locks here on your rim. I use folding locks here. And then, of course, the old school U-locks. And some of them, they're grinder resistant, which means if you have like a grinder that's designed to cut through a ship hull, that's going to cut anything, right?
Yeah.
But grinder resistant means they might take 8 of those spinning discs, 15 minutes to get through it. Yes, you can cut anything, but a cheap kryptonite lock, you can get through in like 10 seconds. One of these real hardcore heavy, like a Hip Lock or an Abus, one of their top of the line locks, man, that's hard to get through. So I always tell people, get 2 or 3 locks. That's what I do. I mean, if you got a $5,000 e-bike or a $15,000 motorcycle, what's a few $100 for a good lock?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is not mine. This is like a famous dude's bike. It's like a famous competitive.
Like yours. You got 2 wheels.
And his name is Tippy. Where is Tippy? Where's Tippy? Do we lose him?
And that's Brett Tippy.
Are you Tippy?
I'm Tippy.
Oh, you're kind of a famous mountain biker type, right?
Kind of famous, yeah. I used to be famous. Hello there.
It's in Los Angeles.
Okay, hello, Los Angeles.
Hey, Tippy.
Hey, how are you? So tell me about your mountain biking career. So my mountain biking career has been happening since the Dead Sea was just sick. And I've been loving it all the way along. In fact, started in the 80s and started jumping off cliffs in the 90s and set the world record 3 times and helped kickstart the free ride movement. And been loving it ever since. So I've been with 3 different brands in my career: Rocky Mountain, Specialized, and then YT. And now I'm with the coolest brand in the world, Aventon. Yeah.
Hey, Tippy, how'd you get that name? Anything to do with bikes? How'd you get that name? Were you tipping when you were learning to ride? Tippy.
Oh, that's a funny one because my name is Brett, but Tippy is my last name. So it sounds like a nickname, but it's actually my last name. Where are you from? Where you grew up? So I grew up in British Columbia, Canada, in a place called Kamloops, which is one of the only deserts in Canada. We've got sagebrush, rattlesnakes, cactus. But now I live in North Vancouver, which is like Jurassic Park, the rainforest, because I met a girl, and 1 + 1 is 4 before you know it. Now I'm married with 2 kids in the rainforest of Vancouver.
Nice.
Right. Did you racing today? I'm not racing. No. I'm a free rider. I'm in the Hall of Fame for free riding. I was one of the first free riders in the world to get paid, not to race.
And so I just go out and have a good time, jump off things, ride steep things, and just basically have fun on a bicycle.
There you go. Well, give them your
Wow.
Instagram so they can use Insta or.
Yeah, I have 250,000 followers. I have 158,000 followers on Instagram. My Instagram is at Brett Tippie. BRETTTIPPIE.
Excellent. They almost gave me your bike.
Oh wow!
Not really.
Right, all right. Yeah,
Thank you, man. Good
yeah.
thanks, brother.
Thank you very much. But tell me your
Tell
name.
'em-
Alec.
Alec.
Tell
I'm
'em
going
we're
to finish
waiting
this
for his
podcast up, then we'll
podcast.
talk.
Okay, goodbye, everybody. Have
Bye,
good
Tippy.
times
Bye,
here at Sea Otter.
Tippy.
Bye,
Alec and I are having a
Tippy.
great time.
That's right.
We'll talk to you later. Bye for now. Ow!
Have fun.
Okay, did that answer the question?
Yeah.
No, I want to know.
Well,
what
He did
Tippy's
good,
thoughts
man.
are. Looking
Cool.
good. Yeah.
Excellent.
that was fun, Alec. Thank you.
Alec,
You
thank you,
got
so
it.
much. That was when's the podcast? The Alec Bike podcast, and where's Tippy's podcast starting on Chatmosa? You
I don't
didn't recruit for us there, Alec. What's up?
I'll try. I will try. There's Tippy over there.
No,
He's
it's
chilling.
okay. Don't
We'll,
scare him.
we'll post his Instagram here on
Yeah.
Chatmosa.
Excellent.
All right, Alec, you're the best, man.
Thank you.
Have a great time there at the
Have
Festival of the
fun.
Otter. Yeah, have fun.
It's like everyone's having fun already.
I know. All right, pop yourself down off the jumbo. You're the best.
Beautiful. You gotta come out and visit. It's definitely the California lifestyle.
There you go.
Yeah, and then Alec was at this the Sea Otter Classic, just to be clear.
Mhm.
Or I just put the link on slide 13.
So I was
For
I was close by there a few weeks
Uh-huh.
ago. There's a big sea otter area, which is a bunch of sea otters sunbathing.
Oh, the real sea otters.
Lots of sea otters. But let's kind of continue. I mean, you kind of like heard Nish. Nish is in the house, nishpodcast.com.
Woo.
Right.
And
Yep.
then we have a new upcoming podcaster here, Kelpecky.com. Teach us how to pronounce it.
Think of it as Kipeki.
Kelpecky. Okay.
So the original enunciation is Kepeke. I changed it because I'm very American and we change things. And I changed it to Kepeki just to give it some originality and have it stand out.
Nice.
So gives it K words that start with K's have strong a strong tonal at the beginning of them. So it's just I was trying to find something memorable. And the word originally derives from Swahili, meaning unique. So it kind of made it work for me.
Nice. And you are looking to podcast.
Should I
It
be
sounds
honest?
like Camille
Should-
convinced her to podcast.
You
That
came
part.
to the right place.
I can't put back on that part.
you did, you came to the right place, and before we move on to the pronunciation of names, Auntie, how do you pronounce Sandra's last name?
Girl.
Okay, I need to
Sandra,
hear this
honey,
one.
I'm so sorry. So I was reading the story today, and I kept saying Jimenez, or no, I think I kept saying Jimenez.
Yes.
Jimenez for some reason, like my very North Carolina. So I apologize.
Not a problem. As long as we still know what you're saying and understand it, it's all right.
See that's so Filipino that way.
So I'm not convinced my last name is Jimenez. All right.
Jimenez. So what are we talking about today, David?
Where did David go? Oh, there he is.
David's
I'm
muted.
here. I'm here. I was actually looking at Alec here. We have a lot of things to talk about today, but one of the kind of the big topic points, other than bikes and how to pronounce the silent J in people's names, and then the proper pronunciation of everybody else's names. We were going to talk about, there's a lot of things going on Substack that I've been reading about lately, and wanted to get people's kind of thoughts on, what might be going on over there, because lately there's been a lot of people that have been leaving Substack. and why they are possibly leaving. So, Camille, I just wanted to kind of get maybe your ideas about why they might be leaving, because they've kind of moved from a newsletter tool into kind of an app-based social media platform, which is kind of different than what they originally started at.
Yeah, I mean, I have to give credit to Auntie Derek here and Nicole over here. Just so happened to the same evening, they both told me separately about what's happening on Substack. I'm not quite sure. I haven't read up on what's happening on Substack. Like Auntie, do you want to, or Nicole? Like,
I think
Oh, I
Nicole
can say
may
to
be better.
oh, sorry.
I can say to
Yeah, Nicole, I think you're better at explaining this than I am.
Nazis are happening on Substack. And propaganda. They are pushing Andrew Tate.
Oh, okay.
So I had been vacillating if I was going to post to Substack. I was like, I should, but something was kind of keeping me from it. And I've been watching what's going on. A lot of people migrated from X, especially writers, because I keep an eye on writers and what they're doing. They migrated from, they migrated from X and TikTok, with all the TikTok hullabaloo that was going on last year.
Yeah.
Substack, where they can, monetize. A lot of big journalists when they were getting fired, were going over to Substack. And in the last, I think few months, they have been talking. There's been chatter about Substack, the people who run Substack, are the owners of Substack, not really having much to say about the Nazi propaganda that's been going on, and they've actually pushed a couple of Nazi-esque sites, and people are fed up. I, for one, I would not want to put my business on Substack. It's just a no-go for me at this point. And if we're talking about people like Andrew Tate, again, that's the reason I left X, and I was Twitter, excuse me. It was I originally liked Twitter, and Twitter because at the time I was in grad school, and they're like, writers are on Twitter if you want to get. I was like, okay, I'll go to Twitter begrudgingly. It kind of gets to a point where there's too many social media platforms to keep up with. So I went to Twitter and was on Twitter, and when the South African bought it, it was like we knew where it was going, so a lot of people got out. So right now there's an exodus going on over on Substack, especially with people who have a conscience and some morality, and especially women of color, men of color. And it's another exodus, and they're looking for places to go. So that's kind of what's been going on with the whole Substack hullabaloo.
So where are they going?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Got it. And I think that's where we bring it to Chatmosa, right? Where Substack, David Substack, I think David's the one who introduced me to Substack, and it's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna use Substack, and I'm like, I can't. It's too confusing.
Well, here's the thing, and I think I was going to bring this up to you, Camille, because you said, we had a conversation. And that's why I got on today. I had time. I was like, let me learn this platform and let me see. And writers write. And like I said, I'm doing, Camille has talked me into this because I've launched a business and I need to market my business. And she's like, oh, do a podcast. You can just be audible. I'm like, okay, I can be audible. I'm good with that. But I think there may be a possibility of becoming I'm just gonna throw it out there, a Substack type, and migrating some of those people here where they could just put their articles, and if they want a podcast, they get that opportunity to do that, because people still want to read, and they want to read information, they want to see it. And there are other people that may not want to go Audible, but the opportunity for them is there. And I think there's an opportunity here to try to acquire some of those writers on here and give them a big platform. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there because it rolled around in my head earlier. So
No, I like the way you think, girl. Keep talking. Keep talking.
It's interesting because Substack, it originally started as kind of a push model. You write a newsletter, you push it to an email as the distribution channel. And I'm wondering about the difference between flipping it around, because with Chatmosa, everybody can kind of talk, right? It's a lot more harder with your talents as a writer to write. But on Chatmosa, and you can also have interactive communications like we are now. Well, Substack is very still one way. What are your thoughts on that?
It is very static. I agree with you. But I'm going to use me as an example because it's the only person I can talk about. I have to write. In order for me to be creative, I need to write. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't really want to talk. I get talked at enough. One of my things I would say all the time, like the world doesn't need another podcast, somebody talking at me. I don't need that. So that's why I'm trying to change my mindset. A lot of writers are very tunnel vision and they kind of look at the world how they want to look at it. Like, I like to write my words down. So that's why I just kind of brought it up. I thought maybe there's something there that you can give them that, but this is still here. See, I'm coming in, I got some pieces already done and I'm trying to expand my brand. So I am going to try it. But instead of migrating everyone to my website, there's a big platform where everybody's at and the party's here. And there are these audible conversations. There is that opportunity to do that. That's what makes you different. I just think there's something there. I don't know how it works, but I think there's something there where you could turn it into that.
Yeah.
Nish has
Nish,
her hand up, Camille. And
Sorry, Nish.
then we were also talking yesterday about a possible format here at Chatmosa that Camille will bring up. But Nish.
Thank you. Chatmosa started as a text only content provider. You remember, Camille? Like, I wrote articles for Chatmosa way back in the day.
I did too.
Oh, okay, great. So
Yes.
maybe there can be like I don't know, a section for that so that the Substack people, because I know quite a few people on Substack. I don't really use it, and right now after Capecchi,
And
I'm sorry, I'm if I'm saying your name wrong.
It's okay. No,
Said
it's
that
fine. I'm Nicole.
it seems like Nazis are taking it over. I'm off of that now. I just asked them, how do I quit Substack? So I'm following their instructions. Anyway, right now I can't be there if that is the case. Anyway, but yes, I think this is an opportunity to have Chatmosa be like a total 360-degree solution. Let's bring all those people from Substack on over, and if they want to record a podcast, they can record a podcast too. Why not?
Yes. Actually, thank you, Nicole and Nish, for your comments and insight. When you don't record a session in Chatmosa, so in Chatmosa you create a session. When you don't record one, it's actually a blog, because every session produces a blog for you. And the change that we're going to do is when you don't record, we will make it look like a blog. So we just happen to start, with the audio first version of it, And you will see that if you click on the Chatmosa avatar and you go to the Chatmosa profile page, so Chatmosa has its own, Chatmosa TikTok has its own profile on chatmosa.com. A little bit confusing. It's actually where we put our articles. We put our articles there as well as our podcast, these recordings that we do. And that article produces a link, and that link is basically what you would share. You would share that link to social media. So the Chatmosa account, the profile page, is actually a great example of a mix of podcast recordings and articles. So we do invite a lot of the Substack users out there, especially the Substack writers, and just even bloggers, whether you're coming from Substack or Medium or Blogger, or you have a WordPress site or a Wix site. Come on over and just produce your, you take care of the content, and we already have the technology for that, so that you could easily produce content. You could easily set up a mailing list, whether it's a free mailing list or a paid mailing list for your audience, for your community, so you could grow your community, and you could easily receive monetization tips or promote kind of a buy this product and affiliate links. At the end of this is that we want you to be able to be creative and produce content, right? So we have Nicole from KPECI, and you're a writer, not an IT department. Right? And for us, we build, we really, work hard to study what are the things that you would need. Believe it or not, when you create content for and you put it online, you're a creator. And we hope that we can provide kind of the full circle of what creators need. They need to produce their content, whether it's written content, it's audio content, video content, or maybe just images, right? Produce that, and that goes under a session, which can turn into a podcast episode. Really, for those that are in photography or illustration, they could just like have a one session about that image and talk about, this is the photo I took, and here's the story behind this photo. I had to wake up at 3 a.m., climb the blah blah blah, and, tell a story about that photo. And guess what? That's an episode. And put that photo on your session description, because we have this long description. That's your blog. And by the way, send me tips, or if you have any, if you want to purchase this original photo, original painting, whatever, here's purchase this, but here's the link to buy it. And at the end of the day, really, for us, I am David and Sandra and Auntie. It's We want to create this platform to empower creators to create, especially for the underrepresented, marginalized community. That's one of our um, the community that we want to serve, to provide the platform. Then the second is actually as important, is that we want you to make money. So we are working hard to build all sorts of features and improving them, because we want to turn your creative ideas, conversations, content into a business, into money in your pocket, so that you just kind of stay creative.
We were also talking about the format of, say, you write your story, right? And we were thinking about, be super interesting and I know you're talked out, but to be able to, read it with a group of people, you could stop, halfway through and then everybody discusses it. I don't know if that would work for you, but we were throwing out ideas.
Yeah, I actually, and I see a mistake in there.
Oh.
Stop it! Stop it!
That's wrong. I actually, that was one of the things I made a list. Me and Claude.
Claudette. In our world, it's Claudette.
I know, but
she.
Auntie, it's Claudette Jenkins.
Claudette Jenkins.
And I made a list of various things to do, and I was like, okay, because I just launched 2 weeks ago, so I'm still working out little things here and there. Like I have scroll down a little further. I have the workbooks that I created, but I can talk about this particular story, which is somebody else's story. A couple of my writers are like, I don't want to talk because I kind of reached out like, hey, want to have a conversation about this? They're like, nah. I'm like, okay. But I have a couple of writers coming up that they are chatty, and they were like, yeah, I might do that. I said, okay, well, I need your material so I can post it. But things what to read and discuss what else is going on in that story, besides she's kind of going through life changes here. I'll use that as an example because it's up. She was an award winning Emmy. She won an Emmy.
Wow.
And had a hard time. The company went under and had a hard time finding a job. And I know this because it's a friend of mine, but she really struggled. And then all these other cascaded during that time frame. And so I had a conversation with her, and why I kind of talked her into doing this was because she told me she was going back to school for psychology. And I like, huh? And I was like, hey, well, why don't you write a story about that? And I was like, here's I came up with a list of questions that she could just answer and just, write. Everybody likes to say I'm not a writer. I'm like, yeah, you can, but you can tell the story. But this is what she returned. She kind of gave me the synopsis of this decade of her life. And I'm like, okay, you're gonna give me the other article too? But there is a lot going on behind the scenes in this.
Yeah.
And I can that's like a podcast idea. So I'm going to take that and use that as content, basically.
Yeah, I mean, David, don't show it all because we want to just have a teaser, for their podcast.
Like I said, people that know it's up yet because I haven't done a big push because I'm still cleaning stuff. I had to change some things in the workbooks. I wanted to make sure I had stuff for free as well as stuff to purchase. And so I have a couple of other writers coming up in a few weeks that I'll be posting. So it's like, it's okay. We can tear it apart if you want to, because the more I know and the more I see, the better off it becomes, so.
There you go. I mean, and there's really a lot of stories, so let's give an example of an article. One article doesn't have to be the entire podcast episode. It could just be, the first part of the article, and then get people to, click to it and read the rest of it. But the rest could be just a conversation of why that article was written, what's the inspiration, the story between how did Nicole like twist your arm to like make you write that article. It's a story, and there's so much stories around everything else. And I think, for Chatmosa, it's what really, we wanted to bring up, because I feel like there are many, 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 many untold stories out there, instead of Hollywood kind of recreating the new version of the same show, the movie that you saw. It's like there are so many more stories, and I think by podcasting, coming to Chatmosa, putting your, take advantage of our long description field in a session. You could like embed photos, clickable photos that I need to like fix, right? You could embed, videos, and just write your stories around it. That's your blog that you don't have to like now recreate a blog. It's all in one place. And then later on, it packages it. You look back. I know, Auntie, you've been doing this for over a year, every day. So that's a lot of data that Auntie can actually, um, and Auntie owns that. That's Auntie's data. Those are Auntie's content. Um, Nicole, you attended Auntie's show this morning. What do you think?
Mhm.
The chaos?
I think it really started. I kind of came in a little early. Um, but it was fun. It's kind of like, oh, these are people I should know. There's a lot of chatter, and it was still kind of early for me. It was still early, so I don't start talking to people. I don't. People can't call me until after 10 o'clock. Um,
Right? And with Auntie,
but
yeah, with Auntie's friends, it's really, there's it starts to have, you get to learn the different personalities, and they're now the different characters. It's actually what Sandra and I are big, and this is probably very unpopular to many, but Sandra and I are big reality show fans. And
Mhm.
you're actually building a reality show fan show actually.
Mhm.
You're building a reality show with the different characters that and the nice thing is that you should be able to do this without having to be in person with each other, especially with a high fuel cost. Oh my goodness.
Mm.
But you should still be able to talk to your friends. Auntie, your show is like today was, talk about your show today.
Well, today was, the normal chatter, just like Nicole said. It was a lot of chatter, and especially for someone who's maybe just waking up. But we definitely try to keep you entertained.
In the West
I'm on
Coast.
West Coast time.
But no, and even one of my co-hosts actually told me yesterday that she looks forward to our sessions every day because it's like a community where we really it's kitchen table talk essentially, and we were able to turn this kitchen table talk into a podcast, and now everyone gets to sit in on that conversation with us. And when I say everyone, I mean my social media followers, because I take like my shows can go over 2 hours on a daily basis. However, I have so much content that I can clip from those shows to give me week-long viral content from that one recording. So it's a really nice, fun journey to be on, and I'm loving it.
Very good. Yeah, it was fun. I will say that it was fun. And I'm like, okay, I'll pop back in a little later in the morning.
Thank you. Well, we are happy to have you at any time.
Well, I
Yeah.
have to talk to some of your folks too, because I need to migrate them to my little spot, to my little
Well,
page. Or
let's go. Oh no, when I tell them to go over there, they're going to come with me.
no,
And
yeah, you know,
that's a good thing was like it creates
symbiosis.
yes, it creates community, especially at the beginning. I mean, Chatmosa, we're at the beginning of this Chatmosa, and everyone else that's podcasting, it's still the beginning, and in the beginning is actually, it may seem a little bit blurry, it may seem a little bit cloudy, but that's where the community starts, and there's that crisscross, support with each other, to attend each other's show, and get feedback and learn and figure things out. And so we have these weekly podcasters in training to also, ourselves, Chatmosa, the company, gets to learn from our own users what they're going through, and to share what's out. What was released this week, David, Sandra, Auntie? What was released this week?
Well, we worked a lot on cameras, on the background, stabilizing that. So that was great.
It looks like
right?
there's still more work to do with that, though.
Well, no, that's okay. There's just, that's just part of the process. What else, Santi?
I'm drawing a blank. It's Friday evening.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank. What did we release? I remember the video is one. The YouTube, maybe no, that was released last week. The
Yeah.
YouTube uploading. I draw a blank, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what we released this week. I think a lot of it was just bug fixes, and that's how it is, right? Let's see, what did we release? I don't remember what we
Yeah, well,
released.
we can summarize back to the kind of the publishing, right? For if you missed last week, let's go over what happens here, because this has really helped you a lot, Auntie, as far as tell us what the process you were doing after your show, manually uploading it to YouTube.
Wow. So the process, so long story short, there are two ways for me to get my content on YouTube. So YouTube has their YouTube Music app that allows you to listen to audio like from your phone or computer. So I upload my podcast, and that's usually by the RSS feed to YouTube for those who prefer audio.
Oh wait, and to correct, you don't do anything. It automatically gets sent to YouTube.
Thank you. You're absolutely right, because I don't do a thing. I'm sitting here making it sound like I'm doing the work. No, Chatmosa is doing the work. And Chatmosa sends it to the audio portion by way of the RSS feed. So what I was doing before the YouTube feature was released, I was actually downloading the
video
file, the video file, so that way I can re-upload it to the video version on YouTube. So and then the uploading process on YouTube, like directly from the site, would take at least maybe 18 to 20 minutes. So our lovely CTO was like, you know what? Hold my beer. What she did.
She's like, hold my Aperol spritz.
And what she did, I was blown away the first time I used it. So what normally takes like an 18-minute upload took like all of 4 minutes for me to get it all over to YouTube, that video file. And I got an email confirmation saying, hey, it's on YouTube. And it looks just the same as if I would have uploaded it myself. So it saved me a lot of time. And when I was done, I was like, I feel like there's something else that I need to do. But nope, it was all finished.
And it's saving you from your storage as well, your computer storage. You're not.
Oh, yes, indeed. Because I didn't even mention how sometimes, because one of my shows can go, like today's show was 2 hours and 30 minutes long. So just imagine how long it takes to download that file.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And I didn't have to download anything thanks to our lovely CTO.
And also, Auntie, teaching us, his journey into being discoverable, using proper tagging, right, Auntie?
That's absolutely right. That is extremely important because, it's easy for me because I have a celebrity news type show. So any type of celebrity that I talk about, I tend to hashtag their names in the description, and either the celebrity or their followers tend to search that. So, and no matter where they are, whether they're listening to a podcast, whether they're on YouTube, whether they're on social media, but they are searching their favorite celebrity. So when that happens, I'm getting their followers that looking at my content and getting that my podcast is getting that exposure.
Yeah. So David, what I want to share, and this is for Nish and for Nicole, and even for us, for David, right, for our Chatmosa. I learned this from Auntie. I will use a generic cover image for my brand. Okay, when I create a session, I will use a generic image for my brand, a generic image, a generic title. Yeah, you could go, David, to the chat, the Between Doctors and Friends upcoming.
Sure.
I will use a generic image, title, description, and long description. Okay, so you'll see this is up. Go up a little bit, David. The upcoming. Yeah, so you could go click on that one. Like this one, I don't even upload an image. This is like Chatmosa's default image. I'll use a generic title, generic brief description, and a generic long description. Then what I learned, and I copied this from Auntie, that and what I would recommend for everyone else podcasting on Chatmosa is that after the recording, because we go all over the place on like what did we end up talking about, then I'll change the title. I'll upload a photo that kind of describes more of what we ended up talking about, and I'll update the long description. And this allows, and then I'll go into the media editor and I'll rerun because I always edit my clips, my recording. So again, I do generic, we do the recording, and then I customize everything. And then I go to the media editor. The reason why I do the media editor after I customize it is that the media editor will rerun the AI. It prepares my clipping to be using the new title and the new photo, if that makes sense. So what you're looking on the screen right now, I embedded, so I upload everything. I embed as a short, a clipping, and then I'll embed that YouTube clip into my long description. Like this has a lot of clips, but I'll just pick one. Okay. And the fourth step I do is if you scroll to the top, David, of the long description, the last thing I do is I'll wait until the podcast players. The fastest is always Apple iTunes. I'll wait until they actually pull the new recording into their platform. And once they pull it, I will now put the link directly for that episode. Not everyone does this. I do it. That way, when people see, the session on Chatmosa, and I promote that session, people know that, you don't have to listen or watch this on Chatmosa. You could actually grab this from your favorite podcast player. That's
Okay.
my methodology.
I'm sorry. Can you go over that again? Like when you say you pull, you go to Apple Podcasts
yes.
and do you get the link and
Yes.
you bring it over to Chatmosa?
Yes. So what I will do is
Okay.
I'm going to share my screen so
Okay.
that you guys will see this. Podcast players, what they do is in the very, very beginning when you set up your account on Chatmosa, we'll produce your RSS feed. Okay. We'll produce your RSS feed, and it's up to you, or you could leave it to us to submit it to these podcast players.
Oh.
Okay. So again, like we'll produce your podcast list. So you're looking at my podcast, here, my account, right? Under podcast settings, under number 3, we already produce these podcast links, right? You do this like once in the beginning, and then you'll either submit it yourself, like, hey, I want my podcast to show up on, Apple. I want it on Spotify, blah, blah, blah. Or you could ask us, Chatmosa, to do it. Okay.
Yes, you do it.
If you ask us to do it, there's a caveat to this, and I want every listener to, to know this. If you ask us to do this, Chatmosa removes your email from your RSS feed.
Okay.
Okay. Because on step number 2 right here, like here, this is the email.
Mhm.
We remove this and we replace it with our email.
Okay.
The reason being is all these podcast platform, whenever you submit a podcast, they have to email that email there.
Mhm.
Okay, hey, are you the owner of this, podcast?
Right.
And
Okay.
Chatmosa needs to be able to say yes.
Okay.
Okay. So the minute you submit it, so like I've submitted it, I go to my profile, right? I'll go to my profile, and I'll go to my links. This is just, you could do this, or you could, we opt, and I'll add all my, hey, you know what? My podcast is on iTunes, and this is the link. It's on Spotify. This is the link, blah, blah, blah. Right? It's all there. Okay. What I do after the show, that's step 4 that I mentioned, is I'll actually open up a new tab. Okay. I'll open up a new tab. So let's say I'm editing my my session, right? And I go down to my links, those links that I have here.
Okay.
And I'll go, okay, Apple iTunes. And I'll wait until Apple iTunes. I'll open every tab. The minute I see my latest episode show up.
Okay.
Because these podcast platforms, they come to Chatmosa and they pull it.
Right.
Well, that's what I mean, pull.
Right.
Because they know that, like, oh, there's this RSS feed that Nish owns. Let me check it. I think they'll do it like I'm gonna make it up. Maybe every 15 minutes. They'll always check. Any changes to that link? Any changes, And if they detect a change, they'll pull it and they're like, oh, okay, here it is. Here's a title. Here's a description, blah, 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 blah. But the minute I see this, I just basically right click on it and I copy. And then I'll edit. Let me go to that episode. Right, my long description. I'll edit it. I'll put listen on Apple iTunes, and then I'll put like the URL. I'll
of this
it.
episode. You put the link to that episode that's on iTunes in that hyperlink.
Yes,
is that what you do? Okay, well that's a very smart thing to do.
Right. So this is the
brilliant.
Yeah, the edit version of my long description. And then because I uploaded a clip, I'll embed it here because I want to do it, kind of make it look a little bit more article-like, right? So that, this is very zoomed in. So I hope you guys
can. If people come over here, then they could just click on that. Oh, well, you know what? I listen to a lot of things on Apple iTunes, so let me go over there and then I'll add this to my list.
Yes, just so that it's like, they don't have to jump around, and it really shows them like, even for me, what's special on my end is I have the Pandora, right? I have one friend that still listens to Pandora. Pandora. I'm like, really, on Pandora? All right.
Like,
Pandora
you don't have to tell people, because like I have a big following on Pandora. You know?
Pandora is actually Sirius XM. They bought Pandora.
Oh, did they?
But by doing that, it's like right off the bat, it's like, you could listen to it here. Now, this podcast is an audio only podcast. But I do display that, you could go to all my other stuff and listen to it and maybe bookmark it and, do whatever you want. But here's the long, so that's what I do. I really treat,
good idea.
I treat my session page, my summary page, as my blog, and that's when. So that's my suggestions. Though you don't, for a podcaster, I used to have this problem. I'll come up with like, oh, this will be our topic, and then we never end up talking about that topic. We just always go left.
just like here. But you have 2 other things at the very bottom of that, Camille, which I find really interesting, of just kind of the whole community cycle of life, right?
Which one? Here.
Subscribe and tips.
Yeah, I do add it on the bottom. I do add my subscribe to our mailing list, and tips are welcome. Again, anytime you put a link, and you could tell us, I kind of turn it into a buttonized hyperlink, just so it doesn't get lost. So what I would suggest is be conscious of that. Like, don't try to put a button in the middle of a paragraph.
No.
Try to give it its own, because it is a button, so that your users, your readers, your viewers can see it. So for example, we were talking about blah, 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 we were talking. And at some point we were talking about the old Target pills, and someone in the chat, in the recording, actually shared it. We had someone who doesn't speak, never speaks. He posted it on the chat, and we put it up here. So, and this is clickable. So you are kind of, if I had an affiliate to marketplace.org, you could click on it and your readers can go there. And boom, you see more of it. And that's what we mean by you get to have this carousel as you're talking, post those things so that at the end, you have this carousel of things that as they're listening, they could click around. Okay. Let's see. I think what what we'll be releasing next. Sandra, what was it we're working on?
Hold on, I'm drawing a blank. I was just thinking,
when I clicked on this carousel, I'm like, oh, there's something we're gonna do with this. Anyway.
Previewing what you see or what's being recorded.
Yeah, that's one of them. I noticed that those of you that record a video podcast, while it's the Jumbotron that's being recorded, right? We will sometimes have some bugs that what is really being recorded, and like you don't know what's really being recorded, right? So we said, you know what? Let's kind of we may put a small video box on the upper right.
Oh, that's cool. That
Right,
would be good.
Yeah,
That
that'd be
way I
helpful.
check what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wanna be on camera more now. Before, I just put pictures and whatever. But you know what? I agree with this one podcaster who, like he makes his living podcasting or, creating content for YouTube and other places. And he says, stop being so self-conscious about how you look. Because look at my face. I have a big zit right here.
Oh.
But he says, please be on camera because people want to connect with you. The reason they're you can be showing them because he's a tarot reader and he shows the cards, but he's telling you what these cards mean. And when he's telling you what the cards mean, he is on camera. He might have the card to the side of his face, but he's looking into camera like he's talking to you. And he goes, it is that kind of connection because this is, you're not with that person, but that gives them the feeling that they are connecting with you. So he says, please go on camera. So I said, all right. I mean, if you can go on camera, I can too. So
Well, I have to bring up Auntie. What Auntie's doing is actually kind of cool. He is, well, when we get the camera stuff, he is bravely starting to show himself in the intro and at the end slowly.
That's cool. That's cool.
So that's something that's to think about, that you don't have to, you could be on camera all the time. And I have to say, because he's a guy, he's not as conscious, but, and, switch it up and just,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like my podcast with the audio podcast, we'll probably do a video podcast, but still not in camera because, my doctors don't want to, they don't want to be famous. But when the camera is turned off, I feel like there's more, like the dogs can join in.
Yeah. Things like that. Yeah. But I mean, you could have photographs, that go up into the Jumbotron and maybe it's a photograph of you, or something.
Yes.
Or whatever. Like, before I went on cam, I would try to pick images that goes with what I'm talking about. So there's something for somebody to look at if they're looking at a video podcast. But now I will not only have images to go with the subject I'm talking about, but I will also be on there to talk face to face to you. I have to pretend like you're there and I'm talking to you right now. You see. So that's why I'm doing that.
Auntie, yes.
Yeah, and I just wanted to make note that anytime that you record anything on the Jumbotron, whether it's the pictures or any videos, you will still be considered a video podcast, quote unquote. And how I know this is because so since June of last year, ever since Chatmosa released the capabilities of us being able to record the Jumbotron, anytime that my show was transferred over to the Apple podcasting player, I noticed that it said I was a video podcast, even though I myself never got on video. But the topics that I'm talking about are on the quote unquote video. So the Apple just released that they have just started video podcasts. I don't know if you opened up Apple Podcasts, you should see where it says, "Oh, we have video podcasting now." I've been one of the video podcasting that they've had since June of last year. So that's just kind of
Is
it puts
Apple
you ahead of
playing your video?
It is indeed. Yep, plays the exact same
Nice.
video that's on Chatmosa.
Oh, it's even better because then Apple doesn't ask you to like upload, so it just pulls it.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah. So I think what I would suggest, again, podcasting is different, and podcasting, everyone has their own, you just start with whatever you're comfortable with, and have fun with it. The most important thing is that number one is that you have fun, because if you don't have fun, then it becomes like a job, right? Even with my doctor podcast, I didn't think that my friends would, keep doing it with me. And like just last week, they're like, you know what? This is really so much fun. I actually I look forward to doing it. And for us, it allows, just like Auntie and his friends, it allows us like this moment to chit chat and catch up and laugh together. I would encourage you that if you do have co-hosts, it's okay to leave their mics on. Their little reactions and laughters and giggle. Auntie has joined our doctor podcast. You notice that we kind of laugh a lot, except when it gets like all like medical and I don't understand what they're talking about. Go ahead, Sandra.
Actually, this is a question regarding a potential feature. I wanted to know how much of a pain point, I guess this is for Auntie, maybe even David, downloading and uploading the clips. If that could be automated, is that something that would help in any way?
Possibly maybe with David. I know me personally, seeing because I have so many, and then at times like some captions don't fit on certain like YouTube has a certain number of captions. So it hasn't been a pain for me at all. It's actually really because what I do is just download them to an external flash drive and or the iCloud and just upload them from my phone to where. So no, it hasn't been a pain point for me.
I like buttons, Sandra. If I could just push a button and have it upload, and I push a button, it'll post the summary to Twitter. I just want a button, but that's been easy peasy.
Yeah, I think we're like having fun with the idea of even publishing.
It's nice to want, David.
No, that's right. I can say want. I can want, but
yeah,
I'm happy to download and upload.
Or playing with the idea of turning your clips into a feed on Chatmosa, so that we can also get to watch all your little clips.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be great.
Right?
Yeah.
I'd love to have a carousel and
Yeah. So
it's like a highlight reel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that to improve the discoverability as well, because really, I mean, I'm guilty of this. I'm even going through this with my social media. If it goes over 90 seconds, I'm like swipe, and I do it with my friends when they're starting to talk too long. I'm all, come on, swipe. Like,
oh boy, Nicole, what do you think?
Nicole, go ahead.
Since I'm new to this, because you said clips, you guys are talking about clips, and I just assumed it was a carousel because I haven't done anything just yet. So is it just taking images? Because I had the idea, because my old photographer self, it's like, oh, I have images, I have stuff everywhere.
Yes.
Just add them to a carousel. That's how I was thinking about it. But I think I need to go through a how to do this course. So
I think you're asking the right question, Camille.
Yeah, let me
do a show and tell, because there's two concepts. there's kind of the three concepts: the live show, that session that we're doing now, and then there's the recording of this live session, and then the third one is this clipping. So Camille will show you the third concept of clipping one of these shows.
Yeah, so like this is kind of what we recorded, and when you go to clipping and everything is a little bit zoomed in so you guys can see it. I made one clip, right? So I could go to my media clipper, and it became, what do we say, clip? It's like the stuff that they're short clips, and that when you post them, they'll show up under Reels, I think.
Yep, Reels on Facebook and Instagram, and Shorts on YouTube.
Uh-huh. So let's say I'll kind of like, oh, this was mentioned.
So this is so doctors, between doctors and friends, is an audio, so you won't see any video, but it'll be Camille will be able to clip and edit the audio.
Yeah, so I could like type in, like, if you double click on the word, it'll like, any typos, for example. And here I selected these words, and it tells me this is a 6-second clip, which, I'll do it. And so it'll start to clip. It'll start to create that clip. And I will show you how that clip looks like. Let me go here. Well, this is how my first clip looks like.
Okay.
Right, so there's audio on that. The tab was selected, and then it gives you the text as the usual kind of display of a vertical video. So it's an interesting concept, isn't it, Nicole? And this is where all of the social. This is the full circle of social. How you kind of build your audience.
The push to the Instagram and to
yes,
the platforms. I got it. Okay.
So
and then can I add extra pictures into that?
Not yet.
Okay.
You could request that if you go to contact us. I'm just kidding. Sandra. No. But if you were to do a video, that still photo will be actually the actual video of that piece that you wanted to clip. With me, it's just because my podcast is it's an audio podcast. Now, to answer your question, if you want it to be a video, what I would do is I would just create a session, a private session, record it with your photo, and do a voice over it, and that's your clip.
Okay.
Yeah, another good example is on Instagram is Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea. You'll see those are videos, and whatever was on the Jumbotron at the time, you will see that in the clip. And that's where, Auntie, you're getting, what are you up to on some of your clips as far as views?
Like one clip on TikTok has over 260,000 views. Like I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, you're getting like people that don't even follow you comment on your clips.
And I love it. Yes.
But I think, Nicole, you actually brought up something, something really good. A really great idea. For us, we build the platform, and we are waiting for you guys to use it in like 10,000 different ways that we never thought about. But yeah, you could actually create a clip, make it private. You don't have to publish it to the podcasting platforms. When you make it private, it won't publish it to them. Where you're posting an image and you're just talking to yourself, and you're just like, oh yeah, this photo is when blah 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 was taken, and da 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 da, and then I went here to this photo, and da 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 da, and then I went here, and basically you go through the whole process, whether you could clip that or turn the whole thing into a clip. Clipping on our end, we max it to 90 seconds, so that it's not too long, right? So and I think 90 seconds is what, the reels, it'll show up as reels. So you can use Chatmosa for that,
Okay.
In fact, like I have all these, like, I'm trying to tell David to podcast, all his videos from the past. And I may do that. there's two things right now in Chatmosa is you could do your recording on Chatmosa, or if you have the digital media already pre-recorded, or it's an image, you could actually just.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was pulling up Auntie.
Okay, that doesn't sound familiar.
I was like, whoa.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at Sandra, but is that
what is that?
No,
Yeah, some of these clips, right?
Because I am.
Nicole, you were saying, Auntie Derek, 262,000 views for one of these clips here on TikTok for Auntie Derek, which is fascinating.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna follow you on Instagram with my other name.
Yay!
So, okay, it makes
Auntie,
sense.
you need to give the warning. It's X. Don't follow him on X.
Oh no.
Oh, she's not on X anyway, so we don't have to worry about that.
I'm
See
kidding.
what you doing? Yeah, I got off of X after Elon. So, no, it makes sense. I just wanted to know what I was going to be doing because I'm thinking clips is going to work this way, but I could do, I can take a piece of. Right now, I'm going to go private just so I can get comfortable with it for a few of these because me talking to myself, and then I can add in pictures or images or stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. I think, doing a live with people coming in is one thing, right? That's you could leave it open because you want people to be able to easily find you. But I think doing it privately to record it and then just make it public when everything looks good and you're ready is another piece. Definitely, I'd say, and also don't don't launch with your best stuff right away. I will tell this to all the podcasters that are starting out. Again, don't launch with your best content right away because it's going to take you an average of about 3 podcast episodes to kind of get a hang of it.
I was just going to do an intro like, hi, this is who this is, and this is why I'm doing this, and blah, blah, blah. So I was just kind of actually logical about it, how I go about it, which makes sense to me. So yeah, girl, we just starting out.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think that's really great,
Yeah, great idea.
We have people that kind of they start to hesitate and like, oh, I can't start it because it has to be like so perfect and all that stuff. I mean, yeah, don't worry about it. I mean, even for us, my podcast, Doctor and Friends, I think it took, I would say, maybe like 10 episodes for my doctors to finally use a real mic.
Yeah, I just gotta figure out how it works on my computer. I mean, yeah, so that's where I'm starting. We're starting from nil, but because I only have four proper post stories on the site, so I kind of everything's being built in real time.
You'll get your groove. I think I want to ask Nish. Nish, how did you get started, and like, at what point did you find your groove?
All right. Well, I don't even know if I have found my groove yet because, I just keep experimenting because I'm basically a writer, a filmmaker, a podcaster, and all of that. And so, what my mission here on Chatmosa as being a podcaster here, I want to provide content that helps people and helps people through grief or hard times or just trying to boost them up. That's like the main part of what I'm trying to do here on Chatmosa, but I want to start including some of my short films. I want to bring on some of the articles that I've written, now that we're talking about, like Substack. I'm not going back there. I mean, I'm already off of that now. I did it while we were on this thing, but yeah, I write and I want to put some of my my written work up here too. I have my own regular website, but I haven't really updated it in quite a long time. So I can pull the articles that I have up there and bring it on over here. So that's what I'm going to start doing.
Oh,
But really, I just started doing. I just played with it. Okay, so that's what you do, Nicole. Just play with it. I mean, I didn't just test it. I mean, I even have some of my old sessions. I have some interviews up here. You know, I have all kinds of things up here now. But I just try it. You just throw something against the wall, and if it sticks, great. If it doesn't stick, then it falls down. That's it.
sounds good. Sounds good.
So
And
just,
Nish, for a story,
I'm sorry.
can I reach out to you for a story for my business?
Of course you can.
Okay.
Of course you
There
can.
you go. Look at
And-
that.
I would love
Look at
that.
that. Look at
Might as
that.
well-
I would love that. Yes.
Oh, thank you. All right.
Yes.
Cool.
All right.
Do you write scripts at all? Do you write anything for performance?
I did television. I have a couple of television scripts that never got sold. I'm actually working on I've been working on my novel for the last 4 or 5 years.
Well, I'm in a very great group, a writers group that meets on Thursday evening. So I'll talk to you about that, because you could not only present your work, but if you have a script and you could cut it down into scenes that take only 10 minutes long, you can utilize all of the fantastic actors that we have in that group and have them perform your script, so you could see how it sounds, how it's performed, and it helps you develop. That's how I've developed I have a web series. Actually, I have to cut it up and put that up on Chatmosa as well. 13 episodes of a web series. So
Cool.
there you go.
Very good. Thank you.
There you go.
You're welcome. All right.
There
You know what?
Wow,
Y'all,
Chatmosa, putting
I have-
people together here. We've got, that's all the key, right? Putting everybody together.
There you
That's
go.
right.
I think
Community and talking.
that concludes this episode.
It does.
Right.
It concludes this episode of Chatmosa's Podcasters in Training. Want to thank everybody. Nish, want to thank you, Nicole, specifically. Alec, who's off riding his bike somewhere in beautiful Carmel, right? Camille, Sandra, Auntie, thanks very much for joining us today. All right, bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Have a good
Bye.
weekend.
Bye.